Hi everyone,
Hi.
it's the YY Westie, and this time I'm in Riga, Latvia, for Riga Summer Swing 2019. And I have a very nice and important guest today, Irina Puzanova.
Hi everyone. One more time, it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So, how did you discover West Coast swing?
When I was a girl, I was in Bali. So, I think for 5 years, 7 to 12, I was in Harvey Hall in this small city, like whatever we call Forum. And then when I came to Saint Petersburg, I was a bit bored because I didn't know anyone and I wanted to find something sort of meet people and I can dance, get back to dancing because I really missed it. And first I started doing a hustle in this club that was super it was hype. I mean, people just started doing it, like couple dancing, improvisation, like modern music. You're like, wow, that sounds cool. So I met people there and we started to hang out and I started like to going deeper into that. We started doing competitions. And then like when we do competitions, you need to create small routines or something. So YouTube was my friend. And once I found a video on YouTube that was called Hustle. And two guys were dancing there. I was like, oh my god, it's something different from what like we do. It's really only America. Maybe they do have this dance. Wow, that's cool, that looks amazing. Apparently it was from Tatiana and one of their old routines. I think it was pump it or something. And apparently it was not hustle. Discofox, but I knew that a bit later because when I started asking people, they're like, no, it's not. It's new dance. We just started it in Russia. It's West Coast swing. And those people who studied West Coast swing in Russia, they were most of them were former hustle dancers. So they were teaching hustle, and then I slowly started doing West Coast swing classes, kind of introducing community to a new dance. They started going to the States, going back, bringing information, and I took some classes from Katya from Irina Association. She was in Saint Petersburg. Then I went to Sunnyside Dance Camp, one of the first events in Russia that we had. And after Sunnyside, I was like, yeah, I'm doing this because I met like cool people over there. And you watch them dancing, it was amazing, and yeah.
That's a good thing, man. That's it.
That's changing now.
I'll
tell all my students who just started dancing like you should go to the event. And sometimes it's so hard to push them to go, but after they like take my money.
You were the first A-class Discofox dancer in Saint Petersburg, right? And you became the first all-star and the first champion West Coast swing dancer in Russia in general.
Yes. Yes.
So,
that's correct.
have you always been a very competitive person?
I think I was not super competitive because I can't say I like the competition, and normally like if you have some other competition, and I don't feel like this how we call the excitement around this. But I like to progress. I like to find the changes in myself, try to find the new ways to do things, and I just like to practice. When you practice and you see yourself changing, that's the best feeling. So the best feeling that you can have is like watching your video 1, watching your video like number 2, and see the difference. From here, it comes my like motivation to dance, to progress, and to do something. And of course, like it was not about like the number of events to get to this awesome level. It was like I love the events. I can do the events. I like to practice for this new stuff. Like I see this girl doing this girl doing this girl doing this. So now I want to do this, and this too. So when you collect all the things from all other people, you can apply it to yourself and makes you progress. And I think I have this ability to find these things because lots of people can't analyze themselves in a video. Lots of people you can't. You watch a video, you know something is wrong, but you don't know what. And I'm curious about that, and I see the ways. I see what you can improve, and how to do it. So I think that's good. Definitely, that's one of the best skills that you can get. I think it came because of a lot of teaching. Because when you teach the others, you analyze the thoughts, and the same with their own dancing.
You work hard all the time, right?
Kind of, yeah. I feel like I really need to do something to keep the interest, to still be there, and again to be satisfied with my own dancing. Because Lots of people are leaving community or leaving dancing, stop dancing just because they get disappointed because they don't stop liking their own dance and the feeling that they have. And to keep this feeling on, you always need to do something. If you have a purpose, to reach all stars, to reach champion, to reach something, so when you reach it, you are empty. You know where to go and what to do else, and that's not fulfilling. So I always all my life they told me happiness is not the goal, happiness is a process, and they try to apply this concept to everything.
When you compete or perform, the crowd is watching you, the audience, everyone's watching you, and you need not only to show high level of technique, but also to entertain.
When I started performing, doing these demos or competing at high level divisions, I thought that the expectations are too high and not everyone can deal with that. Lots of people get themselves depressed because of this expectation, always trying to keep people entertaining. But apparently then I had a private with Sarah actually, Sarah, and she told me that people actually do not expect you to do something cool. If you have a good technique and just do a hand action, they're already happy to see it because it's cool. People are always positive and like watching dancing. At any level, people are supportive. We don't have lots of haters and negative people here. So you don't need to throw your legs around, do heels, cartwheels, or jump into the floor, do a sockers or performances to make them entertaining. If a cool moment's happening, that's cool, but it's not the idea. So I stopped thinking I need to entertain, and it will sound cheesy, but I'm thinking about my partner, about connection, and if connection is here, we both are at the same page, the moments will just happen because we both experience dancers, we know how to do it, we know the rules of the game. I feel the music, he feels the music, so we're here and we just enjoy. And of course, this cool stuff, cool trends, they're not happening only when I do the shows. When I do my social dancing, I like to do them too. So every cool trick that you see, normally it's just something that I try to do in social dancing because it makes me happy. So I'm never thinking about entertaining right now. I'm thinking about having a good dance with my partner.
You bring your personality.
I think everyone does. All of us, all of the pro dancers, champion dances, even whatever dances, we all bring our personality on the dance floor. If a person is classy, like I said, she's dancing like that. In real life, she's insane, right? She's not working in a hip hop club, especially art, right? That's not.
That's a question I'm dealing with all the time. How do we promote this? How do we make it more popular?
It's hard, definitely, because people nowadays have so many things to do. They can play games, or they go into jump from the bridges with
Bungee jumping,
whatever. They have so many opportunities. Why can't they choose dancing? So whenever I say social, you can communicate, but people never will face the truth that they're not social. They're like, yeah, I'm going to my job, I have my co-workers, 20 people, I'm super social, I have my friends, right? So some of them are not realizing what really is social and how many people do you know. Because when you think how many people you know by name versus your community, you find out it's a lot, too many. And if you ask regular people from the street how many people he can in his community, local company he knows, it will not be even the same number. Right? So promotion can be, I think, should go through videos through YouTube. So definitely people need to find these videos, and television with these dancing shows helps a lot. That's cool, but people again do not associate them with this. They're like, okay, this is professional dancing, I can never do it. Of course, flash mobs. What friends did, launching this flash mob thing is amazing. You can see in Lyon how many people are in the street dancing vice versa. So of course people see it's possible. It's regular people like them dancing, so why not?
Not to the professional level, not someone on TV.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's more real.
In Saint Petersburg we have open air places. So in the summertime we have this central square, a central place in the center of Saint Petersburg. We have salsa, we have hustle, we have boogie woogie, we have some other dances, even the folk dances. like all dancing.
The
Yeah.
Kalinka with the...
Not exactly that, but some kind of. So people just passing by, giving them flyers, they interested. Some of them was tourists. But anyways, people see like again, people like you and me dancing, doing something cool, and they're happy, talking, drinking, whatever. And you're like, wow, that sounds cool. So I'm pretty sure this like open air like stuff happening in the morning or in the summers really helps. Because like what else? People need to realize it's not complicated. People need to see what is real dancing.
It was interesting that you said most people don't admit that they're not really social. And I think that in West Coast swing, I saw more than a few people who usually are, you could say, socially awkward, like they find it hard to communicate with people in the usual environment they get into. But within West Coast Swing, within this community, they find it much easier through the dance and that they open up and everything changes for them.
I think that's the reason why I'm still teaching and doing this job. Because when I started our regular classes, the best thing ever was when people come to your classes, some of them like most of them are IT, of course, right? People, and they're really, some of them are, let's say, socially awkward, right? They never touch a real girl or do something. And after a year of dancing, they change the way they dress up. They change the way they behave. I'm not talking about the question and everything, but they're already, hi, boom, hugs,
They are
they can be your girlfriend, everything. You're like, how do you slow? I remember you being this. And then, like, when you think about it, and now he's that. And that's like, you're like, okay, that's perfect. Of course, you feel like, I feel better. That makes me happy. I mean, that's definitely the reason why I'm here.
How come you haven't had a constant partner for teaching for a very long time?
Well, most of the guys that are my friends that I feel amazing to dance with are living in different cities, and international partnership takes too much time and effort and money, because like I have like working weekends, and if you want to partner up with someone, you need to spend more weekends to go there to work with them or during their working days, whatever. I was recently partnering with Edson from Helsinki. It was so close, so it could like it's super easy to go there for us. So we tried, we did the routine and everything. But it turns out that when I have the only weekend free, instead of sitting at home relaxing and recharging my batteries, I'm going somewhere to like partner, to do a routine or to do something. So it was a bit complicated, and it was so hard, like for just to me. I was too tired all the time. So that's why I decided that I don't want to have an international partnership, at least now. Or if I will have, I need to go to the country and to spend there several months or something, like to be there, to live there, to be able to practice in the daytime, to do something. If I talk about teaching partner, so I think in Europe we have one of the best situations, because I used to teach with so many different leaders. So I got to know so many new things, their explanation, their way of thinking. Because when you teach together, you definitely go into details of technique, of different like views to the technique, to the dancing and everything, and it's so interesting. I kind of don't regret I don't have a constant teaching partner, because we are always on the road looking for something and discovering some new things. But of course I would love to do routine and to have a partner do a routine, classical showcase, but again it's all about your time, and it's about the investments that you're ready to do now. And I feel like my time now, I appreciate my time and appreciate myself right now a little bit more than I did before. And I try to work like 2 weekends per month, maybe 3 weekends per month, to always have some time to rest. I needed to recharge my batteries, to still love this dance, still be in a social dancing floor. And that's why I choose for now not to have a routine, not to have a partner, but still experience like events and social dancing.
And how about your current partner?
My boyfriend, he has a regular job. So we were thinking of doing a routine together, but he has a regular job that he loves. And apparently on the weekends, I'm off the city and it's his free time where he can practice and do something. And when I'm in the city during the weekend, like weekdays, he's on his job. And during the evenings, I either have regular classes or he has something to do. So it's super hard again to find time. Even if we live together, it's hard to find the time to do routine. But we tried. We had some lessons with Jordan and Tatiana trying to do it, but it didn't work out. And plus, I want our relationship to be perfect. And when you practice together, sometimes it's not easy.
No, I think everyone knows you as the queen of one-leg spins, the best spinner in the world. How did that happen?
Well, thank you. And actually, it's a complicated question because it's practice. Actually, if you want to do something well, it's practice. And it's practice, and it's practice. First of all, like when I discovered West Coast Swing, spins were kind of popular. I mean, it's still popular. Everyone is doing one leg spins, but I couldn't do them. So I was like, wow, that's something like cool, crazy, and I'm curious how to do it. So I went to workshops. I took some private lessons, like again to start doing spins, to practice them. And then it was like before any group class that I was teaching in Saint Petersburg, I asked my partners to like spin me. I like spin me. If they're not my partner, I ask my students, like, you practice to spin me. I practice my spinning. Before, if I have a 3 minutes in the event and you like hanging out with the friends, you're like, oh, by the way, can you spin me? It's just 30 seconds. It doesn't take him long to spin you, but it's practice for me. So every day, slowly, it's like 3 turns, then it's 5 turns, then 7 turns. Then like, okay, basic spinning is boring. Let's try to do something. Or I saw in this video this kind of spins. Let's try them. And again, it's like, can you spin me? Can you spin me? Can you please spin me? Can you please spin me? Can you please spin me?
Just someone random on the street. Can you please spin me?
Kind of. It was fun for me to like the feeling of spinning is cool. Come on, you have wind, you have your hair flying. It's like a high speed, so it's cool. And it's balanced, and it's not so complicated. So I just like the feeling, what I feel during the spin is amazing. So why not to do it every time?
What was your most embarrassing moment on the dance floor?
Embarrassing moment. Once I was doing Strictly, and my partner decided to go under your legs, and apparently it was not enough space. So when he was moving in, I like followed, and it was really funny fall when he's like, it was kind of funny, yeah.
Where you could do a reverse Laszlo thing.
Kind of. But one more, I think everyone knows this video, like Irina beats Batman.
Oh yes,
Some people thought it's kind of embarrassing, so I got some messages like, oh, do we really okay if this video is on, because here you like kind of hit a guy with the elbow. And I was like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
it's funny. I mean, the video is funny, thanks to Peter, right? He's still alive and his eye is okay, just saying. It's cool. I mean, funny. Embarrassing. Maybe. Maybe I will watch it like, okay, that was not the best moment of my dancing.
Do you have anything you want to add?
I don't know. I love you all. Do West Coast Swing. Don't forget to practice.
Love you too. Everyone loves you too. Thank you very much, Irina. That was super fun.
It was my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
My name is Irina. I'm from Russia, Saint Petersburg. Irina, you can call me whatever you want. In Europe here, we are sharing partners at this event with this guy or at this event with this guy, like I'm doing sometimes too.
Like
and
real
that's
swingers.
Awesome. Yeah, we're swingers, we're swing dancers. I still feel like I would be a bit embarrassed when my bra will get off on the dance floor if I will be naked, but it never happened yet.